realized I probably need my microphone because there is a creek right by here, which is actually really cool. I want to show you guys. Like, it's so pretty. But I am not publishing a new video today. And if you've been following, I guess, my posts, let me just get my microphone out and get this connected. As always, I'm a little bit behind on everything. So, okay, I'm connected. To turn this on. My nails are a mess. I need to get them done. But that is the least of my worries at the moment. Okay, I should start being ready for these things. Let's see. Okay, there. I am all connected, and honestly, I don't really have a clear direction of what I'm going to share, but I'm just going to start where I think I should start. So I'm not publishing a new video today. And the reason being is that, oh my gosh, look at this bird. Look at this bird. Sorry, distracted. Look at that bird. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, ADHD, very clear that I have it. I'm not publishing a new video today. If you've been following along on my Amazon series, I recorded all of that adventure, which was a week long in the Amazon in February. And a lot of things have happened since February. I decided to move to Colombia December of last year. I wasn't technically allowed out of Spain for more than 3 months because of my residence permit. So I had to go back to Spain and I had to get rid of my apartment. If you watch some of those videos, you can see a little bit of the story behind that. I had to sell off all of my personal belongings. I had to wait for my residency papers because I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to move to Colombia, like jeopardizing that. And so I moved back. That took about 3 months. I moved back in with my family. And if you've been following those videos, you know a little bit of what that world is like. And I've had a lot of life interruptions. Like I've just had a lot going on, adjusting to a new country, a new culture and everything. And I feel like I want to share this because I feel like there's other people like going through this as well, is that I feel like I have been getting distracted and pulled into so many different projects that I'm passionate about. So one thing that I'm insanely passionate about is this channel and making my stories and learning how to be a better storyteller, and also keeping up an active activity on other platforms as well. So like on TikTok and Instagram, and also then trying to launch a business and make a product from scratch that I started 2 years ago and I haven't even launched yet. And that's something that eats me up at night constantly. And so in the next couple weeks, I'm going to be getting my second sample from my clothing manufacturer. And that is going to really kick off a lot of things for my business. So once that is ready, I'm going to have to put 50% down for the production costs. And then I'm going to have to start looking into packaging, I have to relaunch my website. I have to figure out how I'm going to legally be able to sell my product in the States, because I want to be able to ship to the States while I'm living here. And so I was looking around at all of my workload and everything. And in case you didn't know, I quit my job last year and left everything behind. And I was thinking, like, I don't know if I can keep up with everything that I am passionate about and that I'm into, and keeping up with a content posting schedule and making sure that I launch this finally once and for all. And I'm only one person. I work with an editor, but she also has a full-time job. And it's also showing that it's tough for both of us to keep up with a weekly schedule of posting on YouTube. And the whole thing I love about YouTube is that I'm able to like really long form story tell, and I have so much fun with each video, and I take so much care into music selection, what the story it is that we're going to tell, every single frame. You know, it's a very collaborative project, and a lot of my creative energy it pours into that. And so this is going to sound so much more dramatic than what it's supposed to be. But basically, the next video, the reason I canceled it for today is that this is probably, I have another second favorite, but this video, you have no idea how excited I am for this video. And that was probably like one of my highlights of the entire year. And to rush this video, like it is so far from being done, that I decided, like, you know what, it's going to come out when it's ready to come out. I recently met someone at an event that I went to, and the whole reason I even like put all this pressure on myself to post weekly is because that person was posting weekly, and they have a full-time job, and they have grown a lot faster than I have. But I started to compare myself, and I started to get really jealous when I was listening to this person talk. And I was like, well, he doesn't have a job. I mean, he has a job. I don't have a job. Like, why can't I keep up with that schedule as well? And what I have really come to face the reality is that every single person is different. I have other projects as well. It's not that I don't have a full-time job and I don't have other things that I need to do. And so I really got distracted and got caught up in keeping up with a schedule that was a result of me comparing to myself to someone, and that made me very jealous. And I hate to admit that, because I think I really try to think of myself as someone that doesn't compare myself to others often. I mean, I'd be really depressed if I did that. But I really tend to not do that and really just try to focus on like what my path is and what I'm doing with my life. And I fell in that trap. I really, really fell. And I decided that, yeah, I'm going to post once a week. It's just not sustainable for the type of videos that I want to be doing. And it's just not something that is sustainable, is like just the only other word that I can think of. And as a result of that, I feel like like every single time I put out a video, it's sometimes I'm feeling like very proud and very like excited to share it with, you know, my friends and family and share it with you all. And sometimes I'm left feeling really like, ugh, I'm like, I don't know, it's just not really sitting well with me. And I want to honor that feeling. And I want to put out quality stories out into the world. And that's basically what I'm trying to say, is that this next video, it was 2 hours and 45 minutes of raw footage, which isn't even that much when you think about like giant productions that are movies and stuff. And it's probably like hours and hours and hours of footage. But 2 hours and 47 minutes to sprinkle down into 20 to 25 minutes max and make sure that it's like a nice, cohesive, interesting story is a lot of work. And the last couple videos before that they were a lot easier to execute because they were a bit more linear in the way that we were telling the story, and a lot more straightforward, if that's the way that I can put it. And this one is not like that. And I really want to take my time with it. So the next video is going to come out when it's ready to come out. I'm not even going to give a date on it. And I'm also going to be reducing my posting schedule to once a month for YouTube. I think that is the capacity that I can handle at the moment. And I know that's going to slow down all of my growth that I desperately want on this platform, but it's just what I'm able to do at the moment. If you would like to support the channel and support my business, it's also a link. I guess I'll leave it in the description of this live, but it's in the links in my bio. You can either PayPal me or buy me a coffee. So I really think I need to start maybe starting a Kickstarter. Ugh, I can't talk today. But I think I need to start a Kickstarter because there's going to be a lot of costs coming up with finally launching my brand. And I want to make sure that I don't run into a situation where I run out of money. Um, and I might. Anyway, yeah, it's really scary. I think that's another reason why I wanted to go on this live and talk about it is that I think ever since I started this business, and if you've seen like my starting over in Colombia video, of like why I left everything to start over in Colombia, um, it's it's been such a long journey, and I feel like I don't know if other people are entrepreneurs or other people are starting new things that they have no idea where to even start and it's so new to them, but I genuinely started this business not knowing a single thing about fashion, not knowing a single thing about outdoor apparel, not knowing a single thing about technical fabrics. And somehow along the way, I learned and learned and learned and learned everything I could in order to make what I think is a really amazing product. And I think that I really owe it to myself to like see this through. And the whole reason I moved here was to bring the production here and give jobs to Colombians by giving this opportunity to a clothing manufacturer here. And I can't wait to make videos with my clothing manufacturer because she's such a beautiful woman. It's like a family owned business, and it's a mother and mostly daughters and like a son, and they've been doing this for like 20 years. And most of their clients are single mothers, and so I'm really really happy to have chosen this manufacturer because I think that soul, that Colombian soul is really going to be woven into the pants. So very excited about that. Thank you, Sebastian. Yeah, it really is, Sebastian. It's really a project of Colombian pride, I would say. It's a story of Colombian pride. Um, Thanks so much, Rob. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's like it makes me a bit emotional, which is so crazy. I didn't expect to feel emotional about this, but it's just ah, yeah, I could like literally cry right now. Um I think it's been tough because I go through waves with with my business. I go through a roller coaster where at one point I am so excited, I am so all in it and doing everything I can to get it off the ground, and then because I'm alone in it, I I end up going through like really downward. When the roller coaster goes down, I get really not animated and I just don't have the energy to like keep going with it. And so I abandon it sometimes. Like I don't keep up with all the deadlines that I told myself. Like I said I would pick a manufacturer like months ago. And I really only in reality, I think I wanted to pick that manufacturer like before March of this year, and I only maybe 2 months ago chose the manufacturer. And so I really go through such waves where I get so excited about it, and then I go down and I abandon the project, and I feel guilty. I feel guilty because I don't feel guilt. Guilt is not the right word, but I feel a lot of shame. I feel a lot of shame because it's something that I've dedicated 2 years of my energy to. And the fact that it's not where I want it to be, it just makes me feel like an absolute failure. And I think it's time for me to really regroup and just finally like, get this project done. Like complete this project, launch my brand, show, people outside of Colombia that Colombians can do amazing work. I already got the sample, and the stitching and the quality of the work for the pants is absolutely incredible. I can't wait to work with, Colombian packaging suppliers and stuff like that. And I'm sure that's going to also be incredible. And I need to see this through, and I just can't do it with posting once a week on this platform. And it's really, really hurts me. And I know that sounds really dramatic, but I have so many passions. I have so many passions, and I really, really love making my YouTube and I'm going to keep doing it. but I just cannot do it at the frequency that I would like to do it. And I owe it to myself to just be way more um, focused on what it is that I need to do. And on top of that, you know, I'm not going to deny to anybody, like, I'm doing two things at the moment. I'm trying to launch my brand, and then I'm also trying to make it as a content creator. On what platform is where I keep getting like pulled into every direction. Like at first I was like, oh, I always dabbled in Instagram first. Instagram and I do not like each other. Then I dabbled in TikTok and that had amazing growth. Then I abandoned that and went to YouTube, and it's like I I am just so all over the place. And I think the reason I am all over the place is because I have so much pressure onto myself to make this new life a success. And it's because I left my job. I quit that. I quit that and left everything behind. I sold all of my personal belongings. I really abandoned my entire life in order to do these two things, which is to make content and, you know, sell my amazing hiking pants. And I keep getting so just pulled into so many different directions, and it's time for me to, oh my God, that probably looks so cringe, but it's really time for me to slow the F down and focus on my pants. And on top of that, I will be also posting a lot on TikTok. The reason I'll be posting a lot on TikTok is that I don't know why I abandoned it in the first. I know why I abandoned it in the first place, because I met that guy. I met a guy that he is posting once a week on YouTube, and he has a full-time job, and I got really jealous of that. And then I said, you know what, I need to also do that. And it's like everybody has their own freaking path. And I don't know why I let myself get so caught up in that. But I did. And I really need to go back to the platform that is allowing me the fastest growth. And the fastest growth right now is TikTok. So I will be posting way, if you want to see more of me, I guess, is thank you so much, Sebastian. I think I can do it too. And it actually, like, oh, I'm so emotional today. I think I'm getting my period. I know that's why. But I don't want to be such a crybaby on here, but I know I can do it as well. And that is the whole reason why I love making content in the first place, is that I want to inspire other people that they can also do it, and to not fear the unknown. And that even when things are bad, that you have to pick yourself up again and you have to just keep going. And sometimes, as I tell people this in my own life, I lose sight of the fact that I need to hear that myself. I need to remind myself of that. I need to wake up every single day and look in the mirror and say exactly what you just said. So Asian, like, I can do this. Like, I can do this. And it's just scary. It's just scary because there is absolutely zero guarantee that everything is going to work out. My pants could completely flop and no one will buy it, and everything. And with the content creation, honestly, I believe I can do it. I think from the support, backup options, marry a rich guy. No, that is not an option. That is not an option. I need to make it on my own. I need to make it on my own because I need to have financial security for myself. I do not want to depend on someone else in order to live the life that I want to live. I want to see the world. Colombia is just the beginning. I want to see that like everywhere on this planet. And in order for me to do that, I need to, you know, set up all the things I need to set up and keep trying to grow on social media. And thanks to you all, like, honestly, I don't care that it's 3 people in here. I don't care if it's 1,000, or I mean, maybe I would care if it was 1,000,000. But I still think that for you people that are even in here right now, that, like, you have no idea how much it means to me that even one person is in this room, because it shows that all of my work for the last year has been reaching somebody that, if you watch my content, maybe it's because you get inspired, or you like to see things about Colombia or whatever, but it's still reaching an audience that I want to reach. And all I can say is how grateful I am for that. I really, really am grateful for every single piece of engagement, like, comment, even the Sebastian, like you just saying that of like, I can do it, like that honestly makes me want to cry. And so I really think that for me right now, it's like, I know this is all going to work out. I know it's all going to work out because there's just no way that it isn't. The only one that I'm really, really scared of is my pants, because that is probably something that is my biggest weak spot, my biggest blind spot, I guess. It's something that it's so many different jobs that go into launching a brand, of like learning about marketing, learning about finance, making sure I have a healthy profit margin, making sure that I'm going to be selling to a market that has an opportunity for growth long term, product design, managing supplier relationships. Like, there is so many things of learning as an entrepreneur that it's just it's overwhelming. It's really overwhelming, and I think I need to do, like, let's see if even that's something I want to do long term. But for now, I know that I really want to bring my pants out to the world. I think that with my adventures, like, I honestly wear my pants all the time. And I really think they are the ultimate hiking pants. But now I almost want to recall them like adventure pants, because I'm not always hiking when I'm with them, but I always wear them when I'm on, sorry, I always wear them when I'm on a hike, but I don't necessarily not wear them when I'm not on a hike. Hi, John. Good afternoon, my fellow explorer traveler. Hello. I don't know how far you're into the live, but what I'm saying is that I need to really buckle down and focus on launching my brand, which is women's hiking pants. I wish there were more women in here, but you can still buy one for your mom, your sister, your female cousin, or just, I mean, like, basically, I mean, you can buy them for anyone in your life. They are really, truly the ultimate adventure pants. But I'm not doing this live to do a live shopping thing and demo them or talk only about that. It's that I need to finish this project to prove to myself that I can see something through the end since I quit my job. And it's been, the whole reason I quit my job in the first place is that I want to, work solely on my business and work on me being a full-time content creator so that I can be a full-time explorer. That is genuinely the ultimate goal. I would say that my ultimate goal is that I want to be a full-time explorer. And what that looks like, I don't know if that's traveling 3 times a year, 4 times a year, but I know what makes me the most happy is when I'm on expeditions. I make adventure pants for men as well. Honestly, the reason why I named my brand, so the name of my brand is called Berrax, which is Berrax, and that comes from the word berraca, and berraca in Colombia specifically refers to a woman that is super tenacious, that can overcome anything, that she is so resilient. And that is a word I grew up hearing a lot in media, and especially a lot in telenovelas when, the main character usually was a woman. And anytime that she was like super courageous and stuff, they would always call her a berraca. So I think that really embodies the brand and like the type of activities that I see my product being worn in those environments, and environments that are adventure, that, that you are really kind of pushing your limits and discovering something new. But the reason I did with an X at the end is that I did have in mind that maybe one day I will make a male version of the pants as well, that they could have a women's line and a male line. For now, they are exclusively just for women, because honestly, there are a lot of options for men. There's a lot of options for men. So it's still a very saturated market, and there's not enough. Oh, I missed that comment. I didn't. Ah, how can I see old comments? Damn it! I just saw something like "you will reach your goals," and it sounded really nice, but I totally missed it. They like come up and then they disappear. But I think also a way that I could continue to stay connected to my YouTube community, because you have no idea how much I love my YouTube community, is maybe just by doing this once every 2 weeks, like just coming on here with a life update, and still posting once a month of an actual long form video. I may post some not so cinematic videos that are not so much about storytelling, but more about like some practical tips about Colombia, practical tips about, not even just practical tips. Like, I really notice a lot of things in Colombian culture that I think are very interesting and I think other people would find interesting. So I will be putting out some videos that are not necessarily just about, uh, excuse me, about, the storytelling type of videos that I do. But that will always be on the channel. My storytelling videos. Those are the videos that I'm most passionate about, and that actually bring me a lot of joy to bring to the YouTube screen. And yeah, so basically, you'll reach your goals. Don't worry. Just pray and stay consistent. I actually feel the same as you. I love to explore. Oh, thank you so much, John. That's really sweet. I agree. I think we are meant to explore, as humans. I think also exploring and traveling, I think, is also a really good way for us to understand each other better. For me, even though my family is Colombian, being here and witnessing more of Colombian culture helps me understand my parents better. And regardless of whether you're traveling to connect with roots, or maybe you don't have roots in another country, I also think it can help us understand other cultures better. That can make it easier for us to collaborate, to be kinder to one another. There's so much hate in this world, and I really, really don't want to have that be a focus on my channel at all. I think we get enough negativity um, in our feeds all the time. Everything is about fear, 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 and I really want my channel to be more around positivity, and also showing some grim sides as well, because not everything is dandelions and rainbows, and as much as I would love it to be. Uh, but yeah, what I am going to be preparing to do is I'm going to be going back to the Amazon on December 7th. I'm extremely excited about that. I will be going back to the same reserve that I was at earlier this year in February, and I will be staying. I haven't decided uh, if I'm going to be staying the entire time with them for the 2 weeks, but I'll be there for 2 weeks in the Amazon. I have never been to the Amazon for that long. The first time I went to the Amazon was only for 3 days. And then the second time I was in the Amazon, I was there for a week. And now I'm going to be there for 2 whole weeks. So I'm a little bit intimidated because of the activity that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be doing uh, a survival activity where you go out into the Amazon jungle and you only survive off of what you're fishing, swim with pink dolphins. I got to see the pink dolphins the first time I went, but I didn't get to swim with them, Sebastian. But I will be accompanied. I won't be going alone. There's a lot of YouTube videos online of people going in alone, and I really would love to do that one day, but I know my limits and I need to train in order to do that, because the Amazon is no joke. It is one of the most dangerous places on this earth. That's not really even, that's not a lie, that's not a myth. And so for me, I want to learn from the best. And I think for me, learning from Don Alberto's family is what I consider the best of who I know. that could lead me to be prepared to be able to do that alone one day. I have no intention of doing that alone next year. Like I don't have a clear timeline, but I just want to dip my toe in. I want to live more in the present moment of like, okay, I know that one day I want to do that. What's step one in order to get me there? And we'll be going out maybe for 3 or 4 days. So you don't bring any food with you. You don't bring any water with you, and you don't bring any shelter with you. So you build the shelter, you make fires. I think we'll have a lighter at least, and then you fish, and you I do have a self-filtering water bottle, so I'll be using that as my water source. But yeah, see, this live is going in a million directions already. So see, like even something like that trip, like I can't keep up with this schedule anymore of posting once a week. Like already, like I mentioned earlier, you're on the right path. Keep going. Thank you so much, Rob. This was lovely. Honestly, I really needed to hear some of these words, and it makes me feel really good to know that the community is out there supporting me. So it feels really good. But yeah, I will be going out to that. I'll be gone for 2 weeks. There's just no way I could even post once a week while I'm out there. Like every time I collaborate with my editor, I have to give her thanks so much, Sebastian. Thank you. I have to, give her a bunch of notes that gets fed back to her. Then she provides me with a new draft. Sometimes I go into Adobe and I make some changes if they're really small, because I know how to edit. Not as good as her in terms of like the turnaround time. I'm not as fast as her, but I do know how to edit. That I did editing by myself for 2 years, so I learned a thing or two. But anyway, I really just don't see that as being sustainable anymore. And I'm gonna try to plan more lives like this, like to give some more like life updates. But if you want to keep up with me on a more daily basis and it's like more frequent, I will be posting on TikTok a lot more often. And truly, that is a platform that has a lot of potential for growth. And I'm going to be totally transparent with you guys. It's that it comes down to what's going to bring me a financial opportunity. And the biggest thing that I have my eyes set on is having a sponsorship. And I don't want to just collaborate with anybody. Like, I want to make sure that these are aligned with my values. Like, it's not some sketchy company and I'm just desperate for a buck. And, I just spit on my screen. Oh, that's how I can see the comments. I just touched the screen. There we go. Yeah, sorry, a bit still new to YouTube Live, but I think that TikTok is going to be the best opportunity for me to get that, because that's just the world we live in nowadays. It's all about your numbers. It's all about how many people do you have following you and stuff. And it's like I went to a thing called Columbia Travel Expo, and the first thing every single person I spoke to, it was like, well, how many followers do you have? How many followers do you have? And I'm like, I'm growing. I'm growing. So yeah. Is YouTube TikTok the same as TikTok? Oh, maybe I misspoke. I meant I will be more active on TikTok and not, I will be posting. So I'll be posting once a month on YouTube on my long form videos. And then if you want to keep up with more day to day things, you can follow me on TikTok. So there are two different platforms. Do you not know TikTok? No, you know TikTok. Come on. I think even my dad knows TikTok and he's like 73. But maybe you don't. I shouldn't assume. But there are reels in YouTube too. Yeah, so I will be cross posting. So everything I post on TikTok will also be in YouTube. I'll post on YouTube Shorts as well. And let's see how sustainable that is, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work even to schedule posts. This might be boring for everybody, but it kind of does pull the screen a little bit of behind the scenes. But what goes into content creation, it's a lot of planning the posts, it's planning, scheduling the posts, making sure all the captions are written in a way that people can discover you, and that takes research. Oh, it's like, it's, I cannot wait to grow to a point where I can focus on this, on like just being in front of the camera and just, you know, doing and showing beautiful places. Like, look at this right now. Even just, oops, this is in, but like, this is so beautiful. I just want to focus on the storytelling, the showing of beautiful places, and not have to worry about all of that other stuff. But everybody has to start somewhere. So that is basically it of what I had to say today, is that the next episode is going to come out when it's ready to come out. It doesn't have a date because right now I think the episode is really, really far from being completed in a place where I feel comfortable sharing it with people. And it's just very far from being done. And I will be posting, I will try my best to keep up with posting at least once a month on YouTube, and these are longer form videos. And then I will be posting on a daily basis on TikTok, and trying my best to cross post across other platforms. So if you want to keep it up with it all, keep up with Alvarez on the Move, then I would say TikTok is the best place to do that. And then if you want to support any of these projects and support the channel, the link is in my bio. You can do it through Buy Me a Coffee or through PayPal as well. But that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining. And all of the words are super kind. I didn't expect those words of encouragement. And it just makes me feel like, okay, we're actually growing a community here. And it feels really, really good. So I will see you in the next video. I will continue to post when I'll be on lives again. And until next time, bye.